Hi everyone, you're welcome to my Professor Note. So in this video we are covering the third part of history of English literature. Today we are doing the age of Chaucer. Here I'll be uploading all the 10 units of Nta Ugc Net English Literature exam, and I'll be covering the whole syllabus in the detailed manner. And if you think that the efforts which I am putting in, they are really genuine, so don't be hesitated to show that support. That one like, share and subscriber can really motivate a creator to create more and more better content. Okay, and besides this, if any one of you going through the hard times and hard phases in your life, so always remember, dear, that time changes, situations are temporary. Just keep moving on. So let's start today's video. Background: the first thing that we need to discuss to know that what are the boundaries under which this whole process of literature is happening, because the background, the society, whatever things are happening, that can be seen in the literature. As they say that the literature is a reflection of society, but none of these things we get to see in the work of Chaucer. We didn't see. There were wars, there were revolts, and none of in his work he mentioned any of these things, but still the period is called as the age of Chaucer. Please let me know that why is it so, why this age is called, why this age is given the name of Chaucer, and I'll be happy to share my own opinions on that. 100 Years of War from 1337 to 1453 between the England and the French armies, and resulted in the victory of French. And what happens during this time, these wars, that the whole revenue, the whole finance is getting invested into these wars. So socio-economic problems are rising, political problems are there. Your churches are becoming more and more corrupted. Black Death is there. So all these things were the reason for the peasant revolt. It is also given the Wat Tyler's rebellion name because Wat Tyler was a leader of this revolt, which happened in the 1381. And during this period, when Chaucer was leaving, there were three kings who were ruling the England. During his birth time, it was Edward III and Richard II. He was just 19 years of age, and he used to go on expeditions of this 100 years of war with him. And Henry IV is the one during his last period, which is the English period, which is dated from the 1385 to 1400. So during his last days, it was Henry IV who became the king of England. And if we see here that the Geoffrey Chaucer's the whole career, his work period in which he started to write, it is divided into three phases. It's the French phase, Italian phase, and the English phase. During French period, he wrote some of the works, and on those work we see the influence of the French writers. Then we have Italian period, and during this period we see the influence of the Italian writers, your Boccaccio, Ovid, Dante, and Virgil. And the last phase is the English period, and during this work he created one of his best work, which is the Canterbury Tales. He is also called the morning star of the Renaissance because this is a time when the Renaissance was getting started in England, in Britain. It came during this period, and Geoffrey Chaucer was the one who was making moves towards it. Means it was a revival. Renaissance means the revival of this treasure, of those learnings of old Greek that we got to know. Then the father of English poetry, he is also called during one of his work, the Canterbury Tales. And because he was the one who started to write in the English during this period, because most of the works were influenced by the French and Italian. Even though his work of Canterbury Tales is influenced by the Decameron, which is the work of the Giovanni Boccaccio, but still he was writing in the Middle English, and for this he is given this title. And the other thing that he brought the whole society into this work of him, so we can get to know the society of that time. And unfortunately we don't have any this kind of work in our English in our Indian literature where we can get to know about our society of that time, the people from the different section and classes coming together and discussing. It would be a great thing, right, if we had this kind of work in our Indian literature. But Chaucer did this. Okay. French period. During French period, he wrote these three works: Romaunt of the Rose, which is the translation of Roman de la Rose. Second one is the Book of the Duchess. Right, Book of the Duchess. This is an elegy, right, on the death of the Blanche. She is the Duchess of Lancaster. Third poem he wrote is the Complaint to Pity. Here, your book of the Duchess. This is a dream vision, which is written between the 1368 or 1369. We don't have the exact date. So this is the elegy on the Blanches. She was a wife of the John of Gaunt, who was a patron of the Chaucer. Then comes your Italian period. During this period, we see the influence of the Italian writers on Chaucer. So his work, The Troilus and Cressida, is here, which is separated into the 5 books. And here he composed this poem in the rhyme royal stanza. He is the one who invented this. And this work, as we see that this work is influenced by the Boccaccio's Il Filostrato, as there was this influence of Italian writers. Then this Troilus and Cressida is based on the story of Troilus and Cressida. Both of them love each other, but then Cressida has to go with her father, and there she fell in love with this warrior Diomedes. But Troilus was left behind, and he was killed in the Trojan War. And here he showed that women are not loyal, right? He showed women in the dark shade, that first Cressida was in love with Troilus, and then she just left him and then fell in love with Diomedes and married him, which does not show the loyalty. So, and for this he was rebuked. He was rebuked by the love god Cupid and the queen of Alceste for showing women in such a way. And then he wrote this legend of good women, and there he appreciated the women's. So this is the one work of him. The another work is House of Fame, which is again a dream vision. Chaucer was lost in the dream, nothing on reality. As I said, that there is 100 years of war, revolts happening, but none of these things we get to see, in his work. Why? Please let me know in the comment section. So here this poet fell asleep, and then he woke up in this glass temple. He's taken away by this golden winged eagle, and this House of Fame is standing on the rock of ice. And here we see the influence of Dante's Divine Comedy. Sometimes it is being told the parody of Divine Comedy. Then we have Legend of Women, as I discussed with you. This is the dream vision, and it's written in the heroic couplets, right? Heroic couplet, for the first time it was used, and again Chaucer invented this form as well. So here, as I said, that he is rebuked, reprimanded by the god of love and Alceste for the presentation of woman in his previous work, which is the Troilus and Cressida. Then he wrote his 9 legends. He wrote the 9 stories on these 10 women. He divided them in the 9 sections, and Thisbe is the best one, right? And paralypsis is the device which he used. Paralypsis means earlier he said something else, and now he is trying to recover it with his another work. Okay. Then we have the English period here. During this period, in the last phase, he wrote his Parliament of Fowls. And here the group of birds, they get together and to choose their mate for the year. And with this work started the Valentine days. This is one of the stories which is being given for this, that with this work our Valentine Day started. And he wrote this on the marriage of King Richard II and the Anne of Bohemia. You will get this PDF. I will upload it as a PDF on our Telegram channel. There you will also get the quizzes. So make sure you join the channel to make your preparation and take your preparation one step ahead with these quizzes and these PDFs. Okay. Then we have another work we have is the Canterbury Tales. On Canterbury Tales, I will make another video where I'll be covering all the stories, all the tales of all the characters of this work. So let us talk about some of the very important things here. That Canterbury Tales is sometimes compared to the Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio. And here he brought all the sections, the people from all the sections of the society together at one place, and then they are sharing their tales, and we get to know a lot through this. And his main aim was that he was about to write more than 100 tales, but only 24 survives, as Heribele, who is the host of this work, that he suggested his idea of giving these characters two tails. Two they will tell while going to the shrine of Thomas Becket, and two while returning. All we have as 24 tales survive, 22 of them in the verse and 2 of them in the prose. And the one poem is which is in the prose is told by the parson, another one by the Chaucer. All we have is 30 pilgrims, as we have actually only 29 pilgrims, but including Chaucer and the host, we have all 31 characters. But pilgrims in the term who are telling the story, right, who tell the tale, and so Chaucer is one of them, so they become 30. They are going to the shrine of Thomas Becket, and they gathered at the Tabard Inn in Southwark. So female characters, we have Faye, wife of Bath. Her real name is Alison, and she's a Lothely lady is another name which is given to her. Second nun is another female character. Third one is the nun prioress. She is from aristocracy class, and she speaks French. She loves fashion. She wears this bracelet which say Amor vincit omnia, which means that love conquers all. And Haribele is the host, as I said. He's the one who suggested the idea. And the knight is the first one who tells the story. Palamon and Aracide is the name of the tale that he tells. Another one, parson tells the last tale. So started by the knight tale and ends with the parson tale. And in between all the story, including these, I will be discussing on another video lecture that I'll make on the Canterbury Tale. Then we have Pyrrhus Plowman, William Langland work. This is contemporary of the Chaucer. He wrote again on dreams, dream vision. He wrote 22 dream visions. This is the composition of 22 dream visions. And Will is the narrator. And he talks about that how to live a good Christian life. The narrator is sleeping in the Malvern Hills. This is the place where he have his first vision. Another one is Sir Gawain and Green Knight. This is the poem by the Pearl's poet, right? So poem opens with a description of a Christmas feast in the Arthurian court at Camelot. There this knight came, who is a green knight, green skin, green hair, riding on a green horse, and he challenges them for this bizarre game. That is there anyone who can strike me with the axe, and after a year and a day they have to get their strike back. So this is what this poem is about. The genre is romance. Romance is not mostly about love only in the medieval literature, because we have it as a genre where we talk about the adventures. The protagonist is on the quest, so they are also a part of the romance genre. Then we have the John Gower, one of his contemporary and the friend of the Geoffrey Chaucer. He mentioned the John Gower in his work Troilus and Cresside. In parts, he devoted this work to John Gower. Mirror de l'homme, the mirror, which means the mirror of mankind. This is the work he wrote in French. Another work is the Vox Clementis. This is the work he wrote in Latin. It means the voice of one crying out. And this is the poem where we have the account of the peasant revolt. Right? He discussed about the peasant revolt here. Then we have the Confessio Amentis, the lover's confession. It means, and this is the poem he wrote in the Middle English, which is composed at the request of Richard II. And this is a poem through which he reciprocated the respect which was given to him by Chaucer in his poem Troilus Cresside, and he praised him in his Confessio Amentis. Then we have John Wycliffe. John Wycliffe is the prose writer of the age, and he was the one who found that there is only one authority, that is the Bible, which can tell us the real truth about the God. And these Roman Catholic churches are really corrupted. They are indulging in the evil things, and they are the one who is interpreting that message of God to the people. And that work is written in the Latin, that's Vulgate's Bible. So he thought that there must be a translation of it in English, so he did that. His main aim to put this work in the hand of every individual, so they can read this work about the god in the vernacular. But he failed as there was no printing press. It was invented later in 1439, and this work of him caused also the Lollard movement, which was the pre-Reformation movement in England against the Roman Catholic churches, and he is also called the Morning Star of the Reformation. So these are some of the writers we cover in nutshells here. So if you think that this video was helpful, I'll be dealing in detailed manner, but I'm giving you these points because they are important from your net point of view, right? We can get indulged in a more subjective matters, but subjective matters we don't get to see from this history of English literature, because as we see that the whole syllabus is divided according to the units now, like novels, right? They will be asking novels. It doesn't mean that there will be no influence of history of English literature. There will be. So that is the reason we have to just discuss each of everything so I am mentioning. And if you like the video, so you know what to do, just like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and very soon I will be uploading another video. There we will be discussing about the Scottish Chaucerians. So thanks for watching. Till then time, my Professor Note signing off.